Moody Coquitlam.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Apparently today we are debating a motion that denounces the freedom convoy and anti-vaccine protests and affirms our public health orders. At the root of this motion, Madam Speaker, is the belief in science. We as MLAs need to stand in this House and we need to stand up for our experts in this area and in many other areas and embrace science. The BC Liberal government has issues with science, I think. And I believe that the leader of the opposition needs to denounce the repeated anti-science comments from this caucus. The MLA for Kootenay East, he went to Kelowna for a convoy protest. And he referred to the protesters as great Canadians, strong Canadians in this House. What about standing up for science, Madam Speaker? We have to remember, Madam Speaker, that not long ago, today in the House we have a member of the BC Conservatives, but that member was a BC Liberal. And he said something where he questioned science. He questioned climate change. And in response to this, the BC Liberal leader said that the member started, quote, tweeting out things that were in denial of climate change as a reality. I said to him, if you've changed your position, that's fine. We can have that debate and discuss that in caucus, which we're always willing to do, but you're not going to be out there publicly doing that. And then the leader of the BC Liberals booted him from the party. Their leader says it's okay for MLAs to deny climate science.
I am giving the Speaker leeway, but I would remind you to bring it back to the motion.
The motion today, Madam Speaker, is about denouncing anti-science, anti-vaccine protests. That's what the motion is about. That's what the motion is about. And we need to stand here today and embrace science.
Recognizing the member for Caribou-Chilcotin.
Just on a point of order, Madam Speaker, I don't think that what the member just introduced is the motion.
Which motion are you debating here?
Climate change.
The member has the floor. Please continue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The members of the opposition have been speaking about everything except the motion, and then they call on me where I'm trying to bring relevance to this motion and talk about what this motion is about. It's about embracing science. That's what this motion is about. Not to like go to freedom convoy protests where people are denouncing science. So, Madam Speaker, what about how many other members of the BC Liberal caucus denounce science, Madam Speaker? What about the member from Skeena? He attended a pro-oil documentary in Alberta a few years ago called Over a Barrel. Afterwards, he was interviewed in a panel discussion, and he said, there was a question raised about global warming and climate change. You know what? Even the scientists and experts can't agree on what's going on. The scientists and the experts can't agree. Similar to, I guess, the Freedom Convoy, there's some disagreement there about science. The scientists and the experts can't agree. Actually, when this documentary was released, there was a study published by James Powell, a scientist, that reviewed the latest 11,602 peer-reviewed articles on climate change and global warming and found that 100% of them concluded that climate change is real and caused by humans. 100%. So where are these scientists that don't agree? Where are these scientists that don't agree? Fox News? The documentary that questions global warming is not science. The scientists, the real ones, are telling us that in order to avoid a catastrophic 1.5 degree increase in global temperatures, we have to reduce emissions. Madam Speaker.
Excuse me, Speaker. Recognizing the member for Vancouver Langara.
Madam Speaker, I would join my colleague, the member from Caribou-Chilcotin, once again to rise in this House to ask the Speaker here to rule on the relevance of this member's speech as it continues to vary into Fox News. If he wants to start quoting Fox News in here, let's talk about what's important to British Columbians. Our concern, Madam Speaker, is the waste of time that this government continues to do to Monday morning statements. And that's what's
Excuse me,
happening in this
member.
House.
Thank you. I have heard your point of order. And to the member who is on the floor, I have asked members to bring their comments back to the motion to show relevance, and I would remind members that that will be expected. I've been pretty lenient, thank you, and I would ask that you remember that there is a motion on the floor, and that's what we're speaking to.
I look forward to enforcement of that during the next speech.
Are you challenging the chair?
No, I'm just saying that I support what you're saying, Madam Speaker, 100%.
Thank you.
And I would like to conclude that as elected MLAs, that we all come together to embrace science. The time to question climate change is over.
Thank you,
member. The time
member.
for action is now. Thank you.
Recognizing the member